Have you ever thought about a language that isn't spoken, but danced? It's like this silent, secret conversation that's happening right under our noses. Well, today, we're going to decode the absolutely incredible, symbolic language of the honeybee.
I mean, really, just stop and think about this for a second. How would you give a friend directions to, say, a cool new coffee shop if you had no map, no voice, you couldn't even write it down? It sounds pretty much impossible, right? Well, guess what? Honeybees figured this out millions of years ago.
So what was their amazing solution? Well, it's this incredibly sophisticated language made entirely of movement. You could almost picture it like a secret ballet, performed in the total darkness of the hive. And this dance, it communicates vital information with just astonishing precision. It literally tells their sisters exactly where to go to find their next meal.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine a forager bee finds this amazing patch of flowers, just loaded with nectar. The only problem? It's miles from home. Obviously, she can't just send a text to the hive, right? She needs to draw them a map. And you guessed it, she does it by dancing.
And this, folks, is the famous waggle dance. This is the big one. Think of it as the bee's very own built-in GPS coordinate system. It's specifically for food sources that are pretty far out, more than 100 meters away. Honestly, it is one of the most remarkable, mind-blowing forms of communication in the entire animal kingdom. No exaggeration.
So how does this living map actually work? It's incredible. Every single movement is like a word in a sentence. First, the bee does what's called the straight run, and while she's doing it, she waggles her body like crazy. Now, get this. The angle of that run, in relation to where the sun is outside the hive, is the compass. It literally points the other bees in the exact direction they need to fly. Then the duration, how long she waggles, tells them the distance. A quick little waggle means, hey, it's not too far. A really long one means, all right, everyone, get ready for a trip. And to make sure everyone gets it, she circles back around to do it all over again. It's a completely abstract map communicated entirely through dance. Just amazing.
Okay, so that's for the long-distance stuff, but what happens if the jackpot of nectar is, just around the corner? You don't really need a complex GPS for that, do you? Nope. For those nearby discoveries, bees have a much simpler, way more excited signal. And this is called the round dance. It's exactly what it sounds like. When a food source is super close, we're talking less than 100 meters away, the bee just does these energetic little circles over and over. It doesn't give a specific direction like the waggle dance. It's more of a general super excited announcement that basically screams, hey everybody, there's really good stuff super close by, go look for it. So let's just lay it all out side by side so you can really see the difference. You've got the waggle dance, which is this super precise, detailed map for long-haul flights. And then you have the round dance, which is just a simple, energetic, hey, look over here for stuff that's nearby. It just goes to show you how adaptable their language is, right? They've got the perfect tool for every single job. But here's where it gets even more incredible. It turns out their language isn't just about finding food. I mean, a complex society like a beehive has a lot more to talk about than just dinner plans, right? They also dance to organize chores, and maybe even to express joy. Yeah, you heard that right. First, you've got the washboard dance. It's this funny little forward and back rocking motion, and scientists think it's basically a way to organize a collective cleaning session, like a hive-wide spring clean. And then there's something called the joy dance. Bees do this when everything in the hive is just going great. The queen is active, there's tons of food coming in, the whole community is thriving. It's literally a dance that signals happiness and well-being. How cool is that?
So when you put all of this together, what does it really tell us? Well, it points to something pretty profound. A language this complex, this nuanced, it's not just a bunch of pre-programmed robotic instructions. It reveals a deep intelligence and a super-organized social structure that, frankly, we're only just starting to wrap our heads around.
And as if that wasn't complex enough, get this. The bee dance isn't even universal language for all honeybees. Different species and even different hives have their own unique variations. The timing of a waggle might be a little different, or the shape of a loop can change. What this means is that they basically have regional dialects, just like we do. And that's a huge deal, because it really challenges that old idea of insects just being mindless robots. It suggests they might actually have a capacity for learned, culturally shared information.
So when you boil it all down, these dances are really the invisible threads that hold the entire hive together. It's a language built from the ground up for survival, for cooperation, and for community. It's what allows tens of thousands of individual bees to act as one single coordinated superorganism, and it's all done through the power of dance.
So that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. If all of this intricate communication is happening inside a simple beehive, what other secret conversations are unfolding in the world all around us every single day? What other hidden languages are out there, just waiting for us to figure out how to listen?